How are you, man?
I am good. I am ecstatic. So the rocket ship I've spent the last 2.5 years building successfully launched yesterday.
Hell yeah. That's crazy. Okay, so you were part of the you're
Yeah.
part of the development of the Artemis 2 mission.
Development, and I was also on the launch team, but my shift was covering the AM shift, which was all the prep work leading up to everything getting the green light. So it was a lot of work, a lot of work. It was a
Oh
lot
my
of work.
gosh, yeah, I'm sure, dude.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, dude,
yeah.
the floor is yours. I mean, tell us all about it.
I mean, fuck. The easiest way to summarize it is that the boomers had Apollo and the first moon mission, and we have Artemis. This is our Apollo. This is our return to the moon, our official go back, and we are staying there. We are already building autonomous deployment systems and drones and essentially 3D replicators that will start constructing autonomously remotely a permanent moon base.
That's sick.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
dude,
been
it's happening. It's happening.
I've been I've it's always like of course I'm like a space guy. Like I do like space stuff, obviously.
Right.
And I've loosely kept
Mm-hmm.
up with the Artemis, missions and stuff and what's planned. Um, did you, looking back on everything, did you ever see yourself, you know, working in this kind of field?
Yes and no. So as a kid, everybody as a kid is always like, "Oh, I want to be a doctor, a scientist, an astronaut, blah blah blah," right? Except for me, I always like held on to it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going through high school and you're like, "Oh, the only jobs I can get is like grocery store attendant or whatever," right? And then you're going through your college age and you're like, "Oh, I'm entry level in a professional job," right? So I'm like a entry level apprentice electrician, or I do entry level IT, etc. But for me, I always kind of held on to it to where I'm like, I want to work for NASA. I want to do aerospace. I want to build spaceships. I want to design systems. I want to troubleshoot systems. And then one day, out of the blue, there was a job posting on Indeed of all places. Like Indeed is trash for job posts, but I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna apply because there was something in my brain just like apply. So I did, and I got a call the next morning from the director for the position that oversees that project, and they were like, "Hey, we'd like you to come in for an interview." And I did, and the rest is history. I'm now 2 launches deep. I built and worked on Artemis 1, troubleshooted it all the times it went out, failed, came back, went out, tested, failed, came back, and built and launched Artemis 2 as well. And I was on the launch team for both. So just
Nice,
if
dude.
you have that inkling, if you have that inkling of like what you want to do, don't give up on it. It can be delayed. It doesn't have to happen right now, but don't give up on your dreams.
You're so right, dude. Oh my gosh. I have so many questions that I'm overwhelmed and that I now have none.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, where there is one, there is none, and where there is none, there is everything.
that's true. You're exactly right. Hmm. What's some of your favorite parts about being part of this whole thing?
Oh, um, honestly, low key, and I know it's such a cliche. I have worked with some of the smartest people on the planet. People who are just absolutely like professional experts in this one very narrow, specific like field. And they are the absolute best. You could tell them about something and you could see them simulate it in their brains in real time.
Yeah.
Um, it's really cool working with well, I hate to say it, but working with actual smart people. Everyone's got that dumbass coworker, but when all your coworkers are literally rocket scientists, it's actually pretty great.
True, that's the one place you can't say this isn't rocket science because it is.
True. True.
Well, hell yeah. Well, what are you doing on VR chat, man?
Well, since I launched Artemis 2 yesterday, I don't have a lot of work left to do. So I'm kind of in like a chill out period right now. Like I worked from home today because there was just nothing to physically come in and do. So I got paid for 8 hours to sit there and play Deadlock all day.
Nice. Nice.
So
What's next in your involvement, into the next missions?
Okay, so congressionally, we have been approved for the next 2 missions, Artemis 3 and 4. They have plans to run Artemis up to 7. Remember, Apollo didn't just have Apollo 1, Apollo 2. We went all the way
Right,
to...
it was like 17, 18?
Right. Yeah, we had a dozen and a half Apollo missions, so Artemis is going to be the same series. Artemis is a series of missions using a specific design. So Artemis 3 is going to be another moon mission, and Artemis 4 will be hopefully, the first humans on the moon since 78?
72.
So, six what? 70? I don't know.
It was 1972, because that was Apollo 17.
I forgot. I'll have to look it up. There's been so many.
Yeah, we don't have a Jamie here.
Yeah, there's been so many human missions that were not American. So it's like, it depends on like American missions, Russian missions, global missions, etc. But next up is going to be Artemis 3. So right now the astronauts are entering in I believe their second rotation around the Earth, where they're building up speed, and then they're going to slingshot out from Earth to the moon, and they're going to rotate around the moon once, and then slingshot back to Earth.
Oh, they're doing a full orbit around the moon. I thought they were hooking around the moon and coming back.
Yes, but because of how the rotation is, they're going to
that makes sense.
The moon than if they were to just drive by, right? Yeah, they're not the moon. They're like
the orbital patterns, like patterns in space, aerospace, like lines look really weird because there's different. There's like 2 different types of perspectives because there's like, the fixed perspectives of the Earth and the moon, and then there's the moon also, also moving, and it looks completely different.
Everything is rotating and moving at the same time,
right?
So every hour chunk of planning is a different perspective because the positions change. So you may say, oh, the static image, they're just going to slingshot. But in reality, that slingshot is them going around half of the moon in transition of its rotation.
Right.
So they're going to see the whole moon, right? But it looks static. It looks like they're just going to slingshot around. But because everything is moving, right? So it's orbital mechanics. It gets really complicated. And then you start getting into stuff like the 3-body problem and how the math doesn't work out, and you start getting into like quantum rotation and gravity wells and all this fun shit.
When leading up to the launch, as you were prepping and stuff, up until terminal, is that what it's called, terminal 0? When it like actually launches and starts,
Yeah, that's a phrase.
I'm a dumb guy on the internet.
Launch. Yeah,
launch. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to sound all smart, and I'm a dumb person on the internet.
Pushes glasses up.
Well, leading up to the launch, as you're like prepping, what was going through your head? Was there adrenaline, or was it more like I'm locked in on what I have to do?
A little bit of everything, all of the time. I hate to borrow Bo Burnham.
I was about to say that.
It is when you're leading up to it. It is a little bit of everything, all of the time. Even when you're home, when you're sleeping, you're thinking about what's happening next week, what's happening tomorrow, what do I have to do, what's my position in the hierarchy of getting stuff done. So it gets. It can get a little overwhelming. That's why I drink. But
hey, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Oh shit, we taking a cheers break? Okay, fuck. Mid-podcast cheers break.
Mid-podcast cheers break.
Which it's juice. It's juice and Powerade.
I definitely do not have juice. I have a Coors Light in my hand, and it's laced with jizz.
What?
Sorry, that was out of pocket. I'm sorry.
He can enjoy his Mexican jizz beer.
I'm sorry. That was out of pocket.
All right. Poor Jujubee.
Die.
Oh no, my friend with their 180 megabyte avatar is gonna
Yeah, dude. Well, that's what happened to me when I loaded your avatar. It's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, it's everything all of the time. Because you realize like some positions are highly technical positions where they're dealing with very specific functions of the rocket. Like we have LO2 experts, right? Like liquid oxygen experts who are there to measure pressure, flow rate, etc., storage capacities, environmental effects, etc. We have people who deal with basic stuff like, I'm the foreign objects and debris expert, right? They're the guy that walks every physical piece of walkable property to detect foreign objects or debris. So they're there to be like, oh, someone dropped their keys. Oh, someone dropped a wrench. They're there to document it, pick it up, move it, and secure the rocket space. So there's varying degrees of technical expertise, you know?
Right.
There's mechanics, there's crane operators, there's truck drivers, there's IT. There's IT out the wazoo. Part of what I do is part of IT. There's all kinds of technical and aerospace engineers.
Sir, could I get on the stage real quick? Can I just thank you?
Yeah, what would you like to say?
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry. Can I just let me get up, please? So,
okay, yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm a single man. I'm searching for a woman. If anybody,
there he goes.
TLDR, there are no women on this podcast.
That's true.
But yeah,
I was gonna give him a chance.
He was.
I think you should get.
Brain.
I think that can be your next intern for what you do.
We are hiring for janitors.
All right. Who are you in Florida? All right, I'll be right there.
Yeah. Oh God.
Actually, no, I don't want to
so
live in Florida. I'm sorry.
No,
what were you gonna say?
The rent here is atrocious. But there is a variety of degrees of technical expertise.
Yeah.
The janitors, for example, there's a series of courses and hazardous materials certifications that they have to get, because not every, for example, janitorial position is the same. Some janitors just do bathrooms and trash and printer, toner, and stuff like that. Other janitors are going into areas where there is gas and radiation, so they have to have certain training and certain certifications.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the waste disposal people have to deal with hazardous materials in hazardous gases, or things that are carcinogenic, right? That the cancer-causing material. So there's a variety of degrees in each field. So if you're going to think of NASA, don't think of NASA as like, oh, this guy's a janitor, he's nothing, right? That guy.
No, you still need you still need a master's degree.
Right.
Be a janitor.
Right, that guy is a master's in hazardous waste management, right?
Right.
Like, don't think of it as like some bullshit. And there's technical degrees to every position. Crane operators, for example, there's dudes who just drive the little cranes, like the 30-foot tall cranes, and there's guys that operate tower cranes on the docks. They're the ones that pick up the solid rocket booster that Elon shoots into the fucking ocean. They pick it up and they transport it. There's a lot of math that goes into that, because the weight distribution is completely uneven. So they got to know their shit. They got to be able to do, PEMDAS or whatever the fuck they tried to teach us.
Right. Can you remind me again what exactly like you do?
So specifically on paper versus on reality, it's a little different. Everyone gets a really technical title.
Right.
Because it's NASA.
Yeah.
So technically SSE, Ship Systems Engineer, but realistically I deal with anything electronic or computer-based that interacts with any system. So it could be something very stupid, like, how do I convert a Word document to a PDF, right? And I'm like, oh, well, you're the executive launch director. I have to help you, right? And it could be something really complicated, like, oh, well, this piece of technology we're deploying operates on a 2.6 gigahertz bandwidth, but it's interfering on channel 20 with other devices. However, the firmware doesn't let us auto-program the operating channel, so we need to figure out how to use physical hardware to adjust the antenna broadcast space to broadcast specifically on certain channels.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Techno
you
mumbo jumbo.
okay? I saw an article that I feel was not true at all, but I thought it was funny. But on Orion, in the capsule, the astronauts or the pilots, whatever you would call them, saw 2 instances of Microsoft Word or Microsoft Outlook.
All right, so that's
And they were like, "What the fuck is happening?" Is it actually?
That's legitimately my fault. So I'll explain it real quick. So we still have our Microsoft 365 subscription. So we still deploy the same version of Outlook that gets deployed on Windows 10. That is still standard. We still use it. However, Windows 11 24H2 and above automatically installs and deploys the new Outlook. And all it is, it's an Edge web view interface that connects to their online portal. So, yes, their laptop, which was a laptop I helped build and prep, had deployed 2 versions of Outlook logged into the same account. And they were both running and fighting each other. Because one would receive an email and move it, and the other would receive it and move it back. It's so
holy
fucking
shit.
annoying. That's actually something I got to fix tomorrow. The second
So that's
thing
still a
is
problem.
oh no, I hate Microsoft. I hate Microsoft. No, fuck you, Windows. Fuck your subscriptions, and don't even get me started on Adobe. All right, I will take you out back like Old Yeller. All right, fuck Adobe. So,
Oh man.
The other thing that broke, that actually broke today, is the shitter's clogged.
The shitter's clogged? Somebody clogged
They
the
clogged
toilet.
the toilet.
Oh, on the thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, wait, I did see that too. Yeah, they clogged the toilet.
Yeah, they broke the toilet.
Oh.
They are 16 hours into their launch cycle, into their orbital cycle, and they broke the toilet.
Yeah, we have to bring him back.
Yeah. It's
We can't go to the moon. We
really-
clogged the toilet. That's a very human error for a mission to fail. It is a crappy situation. Yeah.
Oh, fun fact, one of the most requested food items that was going up for launch was actually ingredients for tacos. Tortillas being number 1. So right now the astronauts are having space tacos. And their shitter is clogged. Yeah, so...
I mean,
as Espanol as you can get.
You know, these are pilots and engineers and stuff. You know, I don't think they're thinking about the dietary problems.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, they just gotta send they gotta send a contractor out there.
Lockheed's gonna send them on a SpaceX rocket.
They need a really tall ladder.
Oh man, a really long plunger too.
That's true.
You can't, because there's 0 gravity, so you can't really get the force required.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You gotta use a techno plumber. You gotta.
I thought they fixed that though. I thought they fixed the shitter.
Last I heard, I haven't checked in like 6+ hours. I've been sleeping because I've been dead. I did a 24-hour coverage shift, my regular work schedule, and then a 12-hour launch schedule until 7:30 the morning of the launch. And then my reliefs, my people came and took over, and they worked the actual launch shift itself. So I did all the prep work, but I got home at like 9:30 in the morning. I was up at 6 the morning prior. So I've been dead
Yeah, man.
this whole day, dude. I'm just fucking. Oh God, I need a massage. No blowjob. But the space what? The space plumbing situation. It's complicated because it uses pressurized pneumatics. So basically, like, it pressurizes the chamber where your stuff is, and then it shoots it into space.
Right.
And it's been that way since the 60s. So we've had like 50 years of carbonized poop floating around the Earth.
So it's poop and pee that gets really cold on the backside of the Earth, and then it warms up a shit ton, no pun intended, when it goes around the front.
Unless it has perfect orbital mechanics where it always stays on the dark side of the Earth, because then you're going to have frozen pea icicles that are elongated, because remember gravity, so it's going to elongate it, and they're perfectly frozen, and they're traveling at 20,000 miles an hour. It's like being shot by a piss bullet. Yeah.
Do you wish you
space
could?
is crazy.
Do you wish you could go into space?
Yes and no. So, I'm a huge nature person. Like, I love nature. I love
Me too.
plants, animals, fresh air, blah blah blah. I also love space. I love exploring. I grew up watching Star Trek and all the various shout out to my Firefly fans. We're never getting a new season. So on one hand, I really want to explore space, and I want to be like, yeah, I want to be on a ship. But on the other side of it, like, I know that I'm going to be stuck in like a blow-up suit, and I'm going to have to smell my own farts for 4 years, and I am not kind of like down for that at all.
Well, technically, you smell your farts indefinitely, and like in your bedroom until you leave your room, unless you don't fart.
True.
Unless
Because
you're a
in
girl.
space, no one can hear you fart.
That's true. That's true. I don't want to go to space because I fart a lot. That's a fair reason. That's a fair reason. I can understand that.
Oh my god, he's
Well,
got
dude.
those free holy viewers.
Dude, that's really cool that like this is what you get to do for work. That's wow.
It's
Honestly-
definitely something. It's really crazy seeing some of the weird shit out there.
I'm gonna sound like I'm licking and sucking your toes, but thank you for doing what you do, man, because I love the space missions and stuff, and I'm all for them, and it's a whole network of people, it's a whole collective of people that have to make that shit work, so thank you for doing what you're doing.
It's an international effort. So for the launch, we had international representatives from all the contracts. The Swedes, the Germans, the French, the English, the Koreans, the Japanese, right? Like the ESA, the European Space Agency. We had representatives from all over the world. This isn't just an us thing, right? The moon mission itself has been a global effort since we decided as a species to go back to the moon. It transcends borders. It transcends religious denominations. It transcends racial groups, right? It transcends wars. It doesn't matter who you are. If you have something to contribute, you're allowed to contribute. You're allowed to work, and you're allowed to push humanity to infinity and beyond.
It was nice to feel everybody kind of like united for a moment.
It was a brief moment. I've been scrolling through TikTok all day, and I've been seeing people's point of views. And there have been points of views from like high-rise buildings looking down to tens of thousands of people covered through the city that is next to NASA, all over the beach, on boats, and just everyone, it was a collective, unified moment of we are humanity,
Where
it was very nice. It was very nice.
where were you when the rocket like launched? Were you able to see it take off?
Yes, so I actually, because I worked a launch coverage shift, I was allowed to elect to bring friends and family on board. So I brought some fellow VR
sick.
chat content creators with me. And we got to go out to one of the causeways where we had an excellent point of view. I've got tremendously amazing video, the best video you'll ever see, of the launch. And it's fantastic. I filmed it from both a Pixel 8 Pro and an iPhone 14 Pro Max. So I've got excellent quality footage of the launch and great photos. I actually sent it to Tupish, who disappeared somewhere. Oh, he's back there. Yeah, I actually sent him the video. I was supposed to bring him, but he never responded.
You had a full vehicle. It's all right. It's all good.
I could have rented a larger vehicle.
Good, man. It's all right.
Bro, there were like 4 girls there. Come on, I need more, bro.
Oh.
there was so much to handle, man. I just my hands were full all the time.
Yeah, I bet they were.
How did it feel to see your hard work kind of like launch off? How does it feel to see it all like in progress?
Fucking awesome. It's like watching your kid grow up and graduate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you put in all this time, this effort, this dedication, and you finally see the success of everything. You know?
Hell yeah.
The loudest keyboard in the world.
Yeah. P, your keyboard's super loud. That's all right. I have my earmuff mode on, so it doesn't bother anything.
Ah, you're like a bastard.
How do I say your username?
VEZNOTH.
All right, VEZNOTH. Okay, Jabroni. Do you was there any Jabroni, was there any part of this that you like specifically really wanted to talk about, or like anything you feel like we haven't covered?
I mean, not really. You've hit all the major points, the stuff that I can talk about, I guess, so to say.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
There's a lot of weird, freaky shit that happens at NASA that we're not allowed to talk about. Like, as you know, the Space Force and the Air Force came in and they took over half of NASA, and they've been operating exclusively through the Department of War, as it's now called. So there's a lot of weird, like, conspiracy theory-esque stuff that happens over there. And when you work overnight shift, he knows. Tupish used to work overnights. There's a lot of weird lights and weird shit that happens in the sky. It's not jets, it's not satellites, it's not rockets we're sending up. There's just weird shit that happens out there. And I don't want to seem conspiracy theorist, but there's a lot of crazy, like the people who filmed the ICBM launch we did last week, which they leaked on the internet, and now all the news is talking about it, so now I can legally talk about it. So yeah. ITAR compliance, yay! But
Tupish, do you also work for NASA?
I got fired from SpaceX for dropping a $2 million piece of hardware on the floor.
Holy shit!
Come on, it's your turn. Let's swap. Tag me in, bro. Tag me in. Yeah, he brought me lunch one time on base, and I traded him a vanilla cherry Coca-Cola.
It was so delicious. I liked it.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
He bought me like a French dip sandwich and a giant cranberry cinnamon like sugar cookie in exchange for a single soda.
Yay!
Nice. Hey,
I passed out so hard from those carbs. I was dead for like 4 hours, dude.
If you both see it as an equivalent exchange, then that's good. You know?
And it works. It works out. I mean, I'm not losing arms here to revive my dead brother. You know, I'm not being like, oh, daughter, you're real nice and close with your dog. Let me just, you know.
What? When do we turn to that?
Edward. Anyways. if you know, you know.
Jabroni. Vez, do you want me to say your username, or do you want to just go by Jabroni, or would you want me to call you by your username?
just say Veznov. Jesus Christ,
Veznov.
Jabroni.
There's not. Do you have any? This made my day. You know.
Yeah, this is masterclass shit right here.
Yeah, man.
We
Thank you.
out here.
Thank you for coming up and talking.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
you seem like a neat dude. You seem like a cool guy.
I'm a podcasty kind of guy. I'm trying to now that I have time, now that I'm not working 34 hours a day. I'm trying to get back into VR, trying to do more podcast stuff,
Oh yeah.
Try to talk. I love to talk. We love to talk. We talk about anything. It's fantastic.
Do you have any final words you would want to say before we wrap up our discussion?
Final words. Yeah. Let me hit him with the. You know that childhood inspiration you had, that childhood flair, where you looked up to the stars and you were inspired, and you felt curious, and you realized that we as a planet, as a species, our curiosity, our inspiration, and our love for each other transcends every grouping that we could possibly place each other into. Man, woman, other, American, Japanese, Chinese, European, dark, light, religious, irreligious, it all pales into comparison to that spark you had as a child when you looked up to the stars and you realized that there is so much more. And I want you to hold on to that. Don't give up on it. Don't betray it. If you don't feel it now, put it on the shelf to feel later. But remain inspired. Remain human. Because right now the world needs that. More than anything. So, be human with me.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. High five. Space!
That was an awesome combo, man. Thank you for coming up and talking. Give it up for Vesnoth, everybody.
Jabroni!
Give it up for Jabroni. And make sure you don't clog your toilets in space.
Yeah. Eat your fiber. Eat your fiber. Eat your fiber.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Tag me in the piece when you upload it. Have fun.
Hell yeah, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, dude.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Alright. Alrighty.
What's up, dude?
Hopefully. What's up, Doc? How's it going? Long time no see.
Dude, long time no chat.
It's been a quite little bit.
I saw you were rebranding. Like you have a new VTuber thing.
Yeah, I've been doing a little rebranding and stuff just to kind of get a little change of pace, just because the lizard shit is cool, right? But like it's not really working out for me. Like at least
you're shedding the lizard skin into a different thing.
Yeah, and I'm melting actively because I'm a slushy dog now, which doesn't make no damn sense, but I made it make sense. So
nice.
I thought of a whole lore for it as well.
This guy does VR chat content stuff as well, by the way, if you want to go follow him.
I'm also a VTuber on the interwebs. I only stream on TikTok, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
Bashy.
I'll give you this microphone. Do this microphone there. Here you
go. Thank you.
Every good man needs a microphone. Sorry.
Bashy,
anyway,
what would you like to talk about?
So I want to share a little story that happened maybe a couple weeks back. This was at my job, and keep in mind I am leaving my job here in a couple days, so it's gonna be I think Friday and Saturday, and then I'm done, which is cool. So it's gonna be great. Can't wait. But now since I'm ending, I'm gonna this job journey. I'm gonna be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna spread a bunch of stupid drama that happened at my work because I don't give a shit. So This story happens with me last week. I think it was a Tuesday, and my coworker comes up to me and he goes, "Hey," and I go, "Hi." He says to me, "Did you know about our two managers?" And I go, "No." And for context, I have two managers that work at the place I work. They're cool people. They're cool people. Like I have no problems with them. They're really nice. But the only problem is when my coworker came up to me, he goes, "Well, they're actually dating, and I go, oh, that's new, right? But then he tells me, oh, but you don't know the whole story. I'm like, oh. He tells me that my one manager, the guy, his name is we'll call him AA Ron, because why not? And then the other manager, we'll call her California, why not? And then
So we have AA Ron and California. Okay.
Yeah. Shut up. Yes, but we do. So, Aaron, California.
Okay.
They were dating, right? They're dating, and they've been dating since December, which I didn't know about. Which is fine, right? I'm cool with it. We're all friends here. But the only problem is, California is 19. Aaron is like 43.
Oh shit.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Oh, you trust me. Trust me. I didn't trust me. There's so much that I haven't told you yet that I didn't know about until they told me that day. So my boy comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, they're 2 days." I'm like, "Oh, that's not good." And he goes, "Yeah, that's definitely not good." And I go, "Well, this is worse than the time that happened to my other girlfriend again." That doesn't make no context. I can't talk. Holy crap, I can't talk. I'm sorry.
Breathe. Take your time. Yeah, man. So you're leaving this work. You have 2 managers.
Yes.
One is 19, one is 45, and they're dating.
43, and they're both dating actively, whilst being under the same roof. Whilst the girl, actively telling the guy to leave his ex-wife. Man, the guy is actually married with kids. She told him to leave his ex-wife because she wanted to live under the same roof with her, and he did. He ended up leaving his ex-wife and his kids, and completely going on like off the radar, right? Like he even bought a new phone. He changed like his name. Like I don't know what the hell happened, but he just changed everything about himself, and he literally went under the radar from his ex-wife, and it's crazy. But mind you, they're not the only 2 living under this roof. Right. So now we're going into my other coworker. Her name is V. I call her V because that's her nickname, right? That I made her because her name doesn't start with a V. It's just so you know. But V and her daughter basically, they are living in this man and this girl's garage. Because they got
so
kicked out
this
of their
guy,
house.
this manager guy, completely ditches his family, his wife and kids, to live with a 19-year-old in a garage.
Under the same roof. No. The managers have their own separate house, but my coworker V and her daughter live in their garage on the property, right? And they're effing too. But they're adults, right? Yeah. Hi. What? No. Not siblings.
Yeah, hold on. That's where I'm confused. Okay, wait. So V and her daughter?
V. No. V and the manager, the guy manager, they're effing too, right?
And V and this other V and okay, wait, hold on. So Aaron and Callie are living in this place, and then V is living in the garage, and Aaron is also getting it on,
having an
with
affair
V
with as well. So it's like a 2-way street.
Gotcha.
Right, and whilst being under the nose of Callie as well, right?
I didn't say I was complaining.
So
Okay.
what ended up happening was apparently before my coworker Gavin he up and left because he was moving to Florida, right? And he thought it'd be a funny idea to end up calling the police on my managers, giving them the address of the house. The cops go over, and this is all in footage. I've seen the footage because he showed me. The cop opens the door. He goes, "Excuse me, is this the blank residence?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Are you aware that you are living under the household of a 19-year-old girl?" Ron looks at this cop dead in the face and just slowly backs away from the door and shuts it patiently locks it, closes the blinds, and turns off the lights.
Okay.
And then next thing you know, like 5 minutes later, there's like an entire like 5 cop like brigade just trying to kick the door down, trying to get him out of the house.
Holy shit. And so this is all like shit that you're spreading around your work.
Oh no, this is the first time talking about it.
But you plan to distribute this to other employees.
This is a story I wanted to tell because I thought it'd be funny to tell, and it's a very juicy story. It's a very juicy story, but that doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. Next morning, after no, trust, it gets worse. The next thing you know, my boss calls me the next day. He goes, "Hey, dude," and I go, "What? What's up?" And he goes, "Listen, the cops showed up at my house last night, yada yada this, yada yada that. They broke my door down, dog." And he started crying over the damaged door. And I go, "Dog, there's no use crying over a damaged door." And he goes, "Dude, I need your help. Can you come over?" And I go, "Sure." So I get up out of my chair, whilst I'm eating my quesadillas at the kitchen counter.
Hold on. I don't think it's the door as to why he's crying. I think he's crying because of the intensity of the entirety of the situation.
The fact that he started crying as soon as he mentioned the door. Like after the fact he mentioned the door.
Right.
Like he mentioned, "Dude, they kicked down my door."
Right.
That's how it started. But anyway, so I get up out of my chair. I was eating my quesadillas, like I was having a great old time until he called me, and I just got up. I drove maybe 10 minutes over to his house, and everything is just trash. There's broken windows. There's glass on the lawn. The dog's running around with a bird in its mouth. Who knows? Like it's crazy. I get over to his house, right, and everything's just trashed. And he's like, "Dude, can you help me clean up the place?" And I go, "Whatever, I owe it to you because you got me a job." So I start cleaning. About 15 minutes go by. The manager, the other manager, the girl, comes into the room, and asked Aaron, "Hey, Aaron," and he goes, "Yes. Are you sleeping with V?" And I go, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh." I was literally.
Is that how you found out?
Like a worse thing. No, yes, that's how I found out. Yes.
Okay.
So then they start bickering, right? Callie starts going, "You're F word this, F that. Like, what the F are you doing? Like this, and this." And Aaron's like trying to calm her down. And then all I'm looking at is the door. The broken door next to me, just in pieces, and I just see the dog walk in with a piece of shit in his mouth. And I couldn't help but laugh because whilst all this bickering was coming on, there's a little chihuahua running into the house with something in his mouth. He goes into the kitchen and he comes out with a hot dog and just walks out.
Nice.
He just walks out. And they didn't see. And I stood there laughing, and my manager goes, "What are you doing laughing?" And I go, "I'm sorry, I can't explain what just happened. You wouldn't believe me." And he just tells me to leave, and I just, okay. I get out of the house. I start my car, I drive off, and then that was the last time I saw that house ever again. And then and then I realized, oh, it's my last week, so that's awesome. That's a little story I thought I'd share with you because I thought it'd be funny to talk about, you know. So
yeah, there's a whole lot there going on. It's a whole thing. What can I ask? What kind of job was this? Like, what store? Like, is this like a retail thing? Is this like what kind of job is this?
It was would you consider pizza to be fast food? Because I have no idea.
If it's a conglomerate chain company, then yeah, sure. Like if it's like a fucking Domino's or something, sure.
It was a Pizza Hut.
Okay.
It's a Pizza Hut, right?
We need reality TV. We need a reality TV show to go into that Pizza Hut.
I really wanted the whole time I was there. I wanted to take out my phone and start recording the shit because it was just so unreal. Because even now, when I tell my family the story, my friends, they go, "No, that didn't happen. There's no way." And I go, "Well, trust me, by word of mouth and by hand on the fucking Bible." I shouldn't say that because hand on my Bible that I have right here, sitting right here. Okay, like the Yes, like I swear on my life they happened, and I'm not joking, right? It's crazy, right? And people will go to the lengths of just like being like that, like just it's crazy. And I honestly, I found it funny, but at the end of the day, they're humans, and I have to respect their like boundaries because I don't want to be a part of that, right? It's not that me telling you this story. It's like oh I'm trying to like demoralize them or whatever. I'm trying to expose them, right? That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying because I'm venting, right? I'm
It is a
having
pretty
an
crazy.
existential crisis.
It is a pretty crazy experience to go through, even on your side of it.
Yeah,
You're just the observer here.
I'm the observer, right? And it's
Yeah.
crazy. Not to mention like I feel bad for the kid that's there too because the daughter has to witness all that crap as well, right? And
That's
like
tough.
and it's tough, and I feel bad for people that have to go through that kind of stuff, and I also feel like bad for my managers because they're stupid, obviously, because the one's fucking 19 years old and the other one's 43. It's crazy, and honestly, I would have. I wouldn't be lying to say I'm not leaving because of that reason, but I'm leaving for that reason. Can you shut up? Holy
Can you
crap!
silence
You're
your
being
phone
so
really
loud.
quick?
Yes, I'm gonna silence my phone. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up.
Oh, that works too. Yeah, you can
that
silence it by destroying it. That works.
Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine.
So why are you
Yeah,
leaving this Pizza Hut?
I want to go and pursue more of a educational career. I feel like that'd be more beneficial for
Okay.
my current standpoint.
How old are
'Cause,
you?
You know, oh, sorry, what's up?
How old are you?
I am gonna be 20 next month, so I'm
Gotcha.
19 as of right now. And
Okay.
the fact that I'm going to 19, I'm 19 going to 20 right now. I'm going through all this existential bullshit with my work. I haven't even scratched the surface of office jobs, and right now I'm already being like, oh, this is peaked. This is it. This is my life. No, it
What
hasn't.
what
I haven't even started
about
yet.
what about this makes you think it's like an existential thing? Like what kind of existential thoughts are you like having?
Because I feel like because like from the way he like started talking to me about it afterwards, because he started texting me, calling me, stuff like that after the fact, right? And he kind of pulled me into it when I didn't want to be, and it kind of it gives a toll on my like my sanity, because like why would I care about your guys' drama when I had nothing to be a part of it? It doesn't make sense, and I'm like overthinking it, I guess, and it's making me like paranoid.
Gotcha.
Almost that a cop will show up at my door because of this shit happened. And I
It's
don't like
it's
that,
giving you
because
more
it's
of
just
like an
that
anxiety fest.
yeah, and I still live with my family, right? So because I know it's weird to say in front of all of you people, but like because
That's okay.
economy is fucked. I don't know what to tell you guys, but it's very like.
Dude, you're
It's very,
fucking
like,
you're
it
19,
hits
you're
to
almost
my-
20. You live with your family, man.
Some people would say that that's like too old to be living with your family at that age.
I totally disagree. I totally disagree.
Today's economy, I do not blame you.
Yeah, like obviously, like I'm not gonna because yeah, but I've met so many people that just come up to me and go, "Hey, why are you still living with your parents, dog? You're almost 20. You're 19 right now. You should be having kids." And I'm like, "Bro, I barely
Absolutely not.
I barely scratch. Wait, hold on, wait. I barely scratched the surface of being an adult because like during COVID and all that stuff, like it was like I had hybrid school and all that, right? It was like it took a toll on my my mental state when I was in quarantine, right? Because I had hybrid school, I had online classes. Online classes sucked, right? And it took away like a good portion of my time being a kid in high school, right? And it sucks, and I'm still portraying that kind of kiddish feeling right now because I'm not. I just want to have fun, right? That's why I do content. That's why I stream. That's why I do all this stuff outside. That's why I'm like making money. Like it's because I like having fun, and I think working and streaming and making all this like good memories with my friends and all that, it helps with that, right? It helps cope with the fact that I'm gonna be an adult like sooner rather than later. So I'm trying to take those years I lost,
Mm-hmm.
like with
Do
all
you
this stuff. Because
do you have something to say, Liquor? You keep going like back and forth.
I wanted to.
Here, come
but I
up.
was kind of scared to say something.
Come up really quick.
I wasn't too sure whether to actually say it or not because I wasn't sure if I heard it right. Did you say your parents or was it random people that told you that you should be having a home at 19?
No. It was so I have neighbors. My neighbors are like really old, right? And
Yeah.
every time I leave the house for work, they always get catch petition like, "Hey, Bashi," and I go, "Oh, okay, what's up?" They always go like, "Why don't you go out and like go get a house and have kids?" Like, and I go, "Well, Karen, hold on a second." So they're not my parents. My parents are nice people. My parents are amazing people. They're amazing. Like, they're my parents, obviously.
All right, I just
biased, but
wanted
still.
to make sure because at first I didn't hear it properly. I thought you meant your parents because I was about to say, I was about to be like, yo, don't listen to them. I had my parents do the same thing. And you know what? Guess what happens? When I actually moved out, they fucking cried like a baby. But you know
Yeah,
what? They're old ass, geriatric ass motherfucker. Don't listen to them. I hate to say it sounds really rude, but they're gonna die eventually. That sounds really inhumane, but
I'll up one on that real quick because my parents, yes, they can be like kind of mean sometimes. They can get on my ass about a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it's still my parents. I still should respect them. They gave birth to me. They put me into this world, and like I follow a very strict rule when it comes to life. It's just like I should treat others like the way I should be treated. That's just a given, right? Everyone should have some sort of respect for everyone. Like I shouldn't go up to like Jake one day and go, "Hey, you're an F word," and you should KYS.
And I'll be like, "Thanks."
That's yeah,
just I will say just remember that you can thank your parents for being there for you, for birthing you, for taking care of you. Just don't go out of your way. Because even though they have done that for you, it doesn't mean that you're obligated to do what they want to make them happy. You should do what you want to make you happy.
Yes,
yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
They like to come up to me sometimes and go, "Hey, you should get a job here. Hey, you should do this, and hey, you should do that," and stuff like. But like, it's like yes.
Be true
Yes, sir.
to yourself, homie.
Thank you. But I should. But at the end of the day, I still respect my parents, regardless of what it is, because they're my parents. I still respect my family as well. My sister's opinions, even if my sister can like come up like interrupt the conversation sometimes and get involved with it, but that's fine. She has her own opinions, and it's a free country, so I can do whatever, and she can do whatever she wants, right? She's enacting her amendment rights. Okay, she can do what she wants. She's old enough, right?
We all go through the progression of life at different paces, One person's going to be ready to be a parent at 21, and then another person's going to be ready to be a parent at 31, And so just because somebody comes up to you and goes, "Hey, why aren't you doing this thing at this time in your life?" Because to them, like, they accomplished some goal at your age, and so in their mind, it's like, oh, okay, like, this is the time to accomplish these things. But life doesn't work like that. We don't get handed the same opportunities as everyone. And, now I like when people suggest you to be in a certain place in your life at that point, like, you can't take that personally, whether they want you to or not, because it's just going to diminish any kind of goals you already have in the moment. It's going to make somebody insecure, because they all of a sudden are comparing themselves to other people, and that's when that's when those kinds of anxious thoughts happen. It's like, oh, well, why aren't I at this point? Like, you're fucking 20 years old, dude. Like, you have so much time to figure yourself out and what you want to do, don't never take that kind of stuff personally, man, because you got a lot of time.
I've always had that kind of mentality of like overthinking a little too much, and I've always had that ever since I was young.
I do too.
Even now, like, it's gotten pretty bad because like life hasn't been so like precious to me as of lately. I've actually been kind of taking it a little easier on the easy side. I haven't been streaming as much. I've been taking like one step at a time every single day because from news that I won't really get into about some stuff and me being a single man again, it's crazy, right? And I'm just going through that like process of like kind of coping and like kind of running through the things like, oh, like what did I do wrong, or what if I did do anything wrong, or what happened here, what happened here, there. Like I always tend to like spiral when it comes to like stuff like that and like really stressful situations, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It gets so bad to the point where I get like all choked up and I get all like, you know, upset, like, and I start like again overreacting, overthinking, and I start like hurting other people in the process as well. I've lost a couple friends like for just talking about this crap with them, and it's hard. It's hard. Like
you might relate to this, but like, because I used to, and I still do sometimes in different ways, but like overthinking then causes you to have a certain perception of like your friends and the people around you without actually communicating and like reassuring with your friends on what that is. So then it becomes what you see as the objective reality. And so
I know it's not true from what my friends tell me, right? From my friends tell me, from what people that I know that tell me, it's just like it was like, oh no, you're fine, everything's okay, like no one's mad at you, but at the back of my mind, I'm like, what if they are? Right? They're always like, I'm always like thinking about it because it's just in the background every single time I think about it, and I hate it. I don't like it.
You need to what quells these kinds of things is you got to stop taking so much time thinking and more time like doing. You know, you have to, if you really are unsure about how somebody feels, like if you're unsure about how like a friend feels, then in a comfortable kind of calm way, ask them, you know. And true friends, you know, and especially in the way you word, in the sense of like, hey, I'm like, this happened, I'm not sure exactly, you know. I mean, I don't know how to like explain it in a way without a certain scenario, but you know, you gotta you know, ask your friends if like you guys are like chill and like, oh, I feel like I did this thing wrong with you, I just want to make sure we're cool, you know.
I did end up pulling myself together and really talking about it with them as well. And like I said, they said I didn't do anything wrong, but it's always again, I thought it's still in the back of my mind.
When you start realizing that you are overthinking about something, like that is the time where you got to acknowledge that, all right, I have to start asking some questions. Like I have to start doing some things to come to sense, you know? Because I was in the same boat of like just constantly trying to like analyze shit by myself, and that just makes you spiral, dude. That doesn't solve anything, you know. It's all just what ifs, you know. It's trying to figure out a problem without assessing the problem.
And I feel that 100%. It's just talking is so much easier than just keeping it a thing, and especially when it comes to like really telling that person like, hey, you're okay, you did nothing wrong. Like you have to openly come out and say, hey, like, hey, you did nothing. You can't expect them to figure it out. Again, that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people will come up to like just not telling anything at all. Right? It's just like communication is not there when it comes to people and being friends with someone, and especially because even really close friends.
But it should be.
People won't say anything. It should be.
True friends communicate with each other. That's not just a relationship thing. That's not just a family thing. Everybody needs to communicate with each other to come to an understanding.
Yeah, exactly. But people don't do that. They all stay silent. They all gossip behind their backs. Those are friends that don't last behind their backs.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's stupid, and I feel like everyone should just really have that time just like to talk to each other, and it's just so much better than just not saying anything at all, because saying something just may give some kind of reassurance or just like some kind of explanation to like what the heck's going on.
Who is playing that?
Okay, hold on, lock in with me. Yeah, man. No, I totally get it all, man. I really do.
Yeah, man.
What are you going to college for? Or what do you want to go back to school for?
I want to go back to school to get an English degree, so I can go back, so I can get to teaching as well, or get some kind of teaching degree, or either that and study editing as well. I would love to get better at editing with it, Premiere Pro and all that stuff. I feel like because I have such better like ideas when it comes to making videos. And especially when it comes to making like shorts, and especially like just videos in general. I have so many good ideas. I just can't do crap with CapCut. it sucks.
Yeah, man.
I can't.
CapCut only goes so far.
So much money. I can't do it. Right?
Yeah,
so
man.
I want to go to school. I want to go to school, back to school for editing, and also my teaching degree, so I can, because I'm good with people, right? I'm good just talking to people. I'm okay with that, especially when it comes to like younger adults, right? I call like people who are in high school adults already, because they're already adults, right? And they should be respected as one. They should be talked to as one. But like I say that because like it's more even like a how do I treat someone perspective, if that makes sense, because I don't want to treat.
They have a sense of consciousness, and they have a sense of some kind of awareness. Right? Sure, but their brains aren't developed. Like they are still an adolescent.
I still want to treat them as the same respect, right, as an adult, right? Because
right.
in some cases they think they're an adult. I want to treat them,
but they're not,
right? But they're not, right? But I want to give them that sense, like, oh, this is how someone's going to talk to you in the future if you ever get like, a job,
yeah,
like that kind of thing, right? This is how someone's going to explain to you. So I want to get my English better, right? My grammar and all that stuff, right? And then get that teaching degree so I can teach them how to be professional when it comes to speaking. So that way it becomes like easier for them to word stuff better, because when I talk, you've noticed I talk like an idiot, right? I talk slow, I stutter, right?
No, you don't.
I feel like if I went back to school, well, I stutter, I talk too fast. I don't make sense of my words sometimes. I feel like if I went back to school to really go about learning again how to properly speak, properly know how to word things, properly know how to get those my point across, right? I feel like if I got that down, I can start learning more about English and grammar and like social studies and all that stuff, and it'd be better, right? So I could teach them to people, so that I can properly teach them how to speak English for like people that have an accent as well.
I will say this, and I'm not trying to diminish this path that you have.
Yeah.
You can start trying to be more articulative right now. And
I know. I know.
YouTube University, your own stuff, or just search through the web of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because it's all out there, man.
Oh yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's just I like having big goals for myself, like big dreams as well.
Yeah, man.
I can go on
one thing at a time,
and like I could go on the internet and make a video on like how to say this properly, or how to put this into a sentence, or how to like do this kind of stuff. I could do all that all I want, but I like putting a challenge on myself when it comes to learning something. So say like you just got Elden Ring, right? And you're just going through and you keep dying over and over again. You spend that couple hours really trying to figure out the game, and just spam freaking buttons until something works, right? Or you get like a fighting game and you just got it and you're just trying to spam freaking buttons and just like getting it to work, right? It's the same concept, right? You just spend hours and hours a day trying to learn that same concept. That's why school is there, right? You want to go to school to learn this same thing hours and hours and hours a day, just to get it into your thick little skull that, oh, you can do it, right? You just got to practice hard enough, right? That's the kind of mentality I go to when it comes to learning something, especially when it comes to like English, or when it comes to like learning a game, or when it comes to like getting up and freaking walking. Like it's the mentality of it, I guess. I like having big goals.
That's a good mindset, man. Yeah, in those big goals, you're gonna have all the little steps to accomplish those big goals.
Yeah.
I feel the same way with my favorite dating anime sim for relationship advice called I Love You, Colonel Sanders. That's a good one.
I just lost all respect for Jake for a second. Oh my god.
Bashi.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you very much for coming up and talking about all this. I don't see you being 45 years old talking to 19-year-olds in a Pizza Hut. I think you got a pretty nice solid path ahead of you.
Thank you, Jay.
Do you want to plug your? Do you want to plug your? No. That's. I was trying to make a silly joke. No, I'm excited for you, man. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders, and just keep being mindful about your brain and try to communicate with the friends that you truly care about, and the friend, and just picking, make sure your friends are healthily communicating with you too, and I think you'll be all right, man.
Oh, I appreciate that, Jay.
Do you want to plug your TikTok at all?
Sure. It's my name on TikTok is What a Slushy, WATASLOSHI. It is my new rebranded TikTok. I just changed the freaking profile picture and changed the name.
My page just today.
Sick. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
And it's already working. It's already working. I appreciate you for having me up here as well. It
man.
really helps.
Do you as well. Do you have any final words you'd like to say before we wrap up our discussion?
Life may seem very hard right now for a lot of people, but if you really do come down to the nitty-gritty of it, it's all everyone's going through right now. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, everyone's going through the exact same thing. And you're just not alone. You're not alone when it comes to overthinking, or when it comes to just being picked on. Everyone's being like that, right? Even nowadays. It's just remember you're not by yourself. You're not alone in when it comes to something. You're always with someone. It's just plain simple as that. Okay.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you, Bashy. Thank you for coming up and chatting.
You're very welcome. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course, dude. Give it up for Bashy, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Well, I know the title of this episode. Kinda. It's It's something along the lines of family affairs at the Pizza Hut.
There's something wild that happens.
Let's have
Spaceman to spaceman.
you come up, Cyfox. Is that how you say that?
Yep.
Everybody, and I will say everybody gets it. I do this every Thursday night. Everybody gets a turn. I can't get to everybody in one night, but I try to, jam pack as much as I can. But everybody eventually gets a turn. Hi. What's up?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Hell yeah.
Trying to think of a way to start this.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Well, my life is definitely super vast, but I think the most interesting thing that people find about my life is that, I'm a circus performer. And as of now, I'm part-time with it. I used to be a little bit more, almost full-time with it when I was about 11 years old, roughly is when I started. So, yeah, I am an acrobat is what I do.
Oh, yeah.
And mostly do balancing acts. So, I do a lot of unicycle, I do a lot of rolla bola. There's one called walking globe, which is my main trick. That's where you balance on top of a giant ball. I'm not really a juggler, but I can juggle. So those are kind of I guess the how do I say it? I guess the beginning of all of that. So, and I mean, there's stories in between there, of course. Some short, some longer. So you've been a circus performer since you were 11. How old are you now? I am 26, about to be 27 in a few months. Cool. So yeah, I've been doing it for quite a while. Yeah, man. What got you into what made you want to be a circus performer? So it's funny because I was making TikToks about this. So for me, growing up, I was very heavily bullied, all the time, and it was very rough. I'm also a very, very small person. Again, I'm 26 years old, but I'm 5 feet tall. So, about 130 pounds ish. So I'm very, very small person. Yeah, I got bullied a lot. I wasn't really into sports very much. I also have asthma, which prevented me from doing a lot of different things. The only one that I actually was somewhat interested in was track, but I didn't really like it too good. And ended up seeing Ringling Brothers on my grandparents' TV when I was young, and thought that was extremely cool. So it's like, that's something that I feel like I would actually like to do. And so I remember it's embarrassing, but it's also funny at the same time when I look back. Like, I used to use their exercise ball and learn to balance on that. And it took me a little while to figure it out, roughly about 2 or 3 months ish. And eventually I got to the point to where I was able to just, roll around, do, go wherever, do whatever. And I think it was about a year later, roughly, because this was 2011. Yes. Yeah, it was 2011. That's when, because this is after my mom figured out that that's what I wanted to do. And, because her relationship with me now is strange, but back then anyway, she was a big supporter of it, and she ended up getting a hold of local circus camps and stuff like that to see if I could possibly enroll in them. And I ended up finding one that was about an hour from my house, and I ended up doing my first performance with them. And it was after that I ended up getting a call from a circus that was roughly 2 hours away that I didn't even know was even there, because I usually was pretty good about knowing where all the circuses were, because that was my big interest at the time. Mm-hmm. And he ended up giving me a call and asked if I could perform basically part-time and get paid for it, which it ended up being my first job. And that's how it started, which is funny how it started, I guess, that way of all ways. But because most people their families start up their circus companies and stuff like that. That's usually how it starts, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah, is that an abnormal way to get into the circus? Are you usually kind of born? Are you born into the circus, or the circus chooses you, or is it not normal for somebody to kind of hop in once something is established?
Unless they were a gymnast beforehand, it's usually not normal for someone to join in after, especially in my case, because I was young, which that's usually how a lot of people start, is because they're young. However, my family, personally, they're not, I'm the only performer in my family. None of them share that interest at all. They have their own interest, and the circus that I work for is owned by their own family. So
Gotcha.
They're all family members of each other, and I am one of the very few. Actually, I was one of two actually who were not a part of their family. I was just kind of an extra person.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So you okay. All right, there's a lot to unpack here. Dude, that's a crazy that's super cool. So you started on the exercise ball thing, balancing, and I can only imagine eating shit and flying off of it, I imagine that happened a lot.
Yes, it did. And it's funny because there's a difference between it and an actual purpose-built circus ball. There's a big difference, because exercise balls, we all know, is filled with air, and I ended up popping 2 or 3 of them because I would overfill them. So I did that a lot. Whereas an actual circus ball, how do I say this? So there's 4 different sizes roughly, and the smallest one being I believe it was, I'm trying to remember centimeters, 60 centimeters, which I believe is 24 inches, so about 2 feet.
Okay.
With the largest being 120 centimeters, which is 4 feet. And that's the one that I use mostly today. And that's what I, usually do most of the time, throughout my whole career in there. I also wanted to state this too, that, again, this is part-time. I do have a full-time job that I also do on the side. Mm-hmm. Well, I say that on the side, but you get the picture. But yeah, it's
so what
a big difference, because
sorry. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, finish what you were talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say this real quick. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, basically I I'd say the biggest thing about the way the circus ball is made is that they're basically like it's almost like plastic. I think like polymer. I don't know how to say it. It's like it starts with a P, but it's basically plastic pretty much. But
Polyester?
they have weight. Yes, I believe that's what it is. I think so. I have to look it up. It's like I can't remember the material because some of them are also made out of wood. It just depends on how old it is.
Gotcha.
So, like for example, like the one that's 2 feet, that one's only like 24 pounds. Like it doesn't really weigh that much, but it's got weight, and they're also hollow. The big one is about like the 4 feet. That's about 110 pounds. Like it is extremely heavy. Obviously, they don't fold. They're made out of sea buoys. Is what they're made out of. So they use the mold for making sea buoys to make those. So that's why they're so large. That's why they're extremely heavy, and they do hold a lot of weight. I think like the big one can hold like somewhere around like I think it was like 600 pounds or something like that.
Mhm.
So I mean, you have 2-3 performers on one single one at a time. Like, yeah.
Yeah, man. So progressing throughout your life, what are some other skills you learned in the circus? Or I guess like, what would you do specifically, in the circus? What was your gimmick?
It pretty much was the walking globe for the most part, but I also did a lot of different balancing acts because my big thing is that I wasn't as versatile as most other performers. Like, I can do a lot of different balancing acts. Like take for example tightrope. That is one of the acts that I can do, and if that is called for it, then I can do that. However, something like trapeze or lyra, that's something I can't do because those are aerial, and I'm not too good with aerial tricks, which is kind of the same story with juggling. Like, because I can juggle rings, I can juggle 3 balls, and I'm learning currently to juggle clubs, which has been a long struggle for me for some reason. But to be fair, my left hand is screwed up from a really bad injury that I got in 2020, so that doesn't really help my case very much.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mostly did balancing props. So yeah, whenever they would, need someone to basically balance on something, or if we were to do like a pyramid or something like that, needs someone to balance on top, then that would be me. I would be the one to do those specific tricks.
Mhm. What's it like, trying to perform all this stuff in front of a bunch of people? Do you think you've gotten used to it? Is it I'm sure it's stressful at first, but like what's going through your head, knowing that there's like a bunch of people watching you?
It was very stressful the first time I did it. Because I remember that show because the first time that I'd rather talk about the different one. I have a different one to talk about because it's a little bit
That's
better.
okay. Whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, because I was about 13 years old, and this was probably the biggest one because it was at a I think they called it like an amphitheater. I can't remember. It was massive, like it's a big auditorium. It's kind of like those things where when you're 24, so you graduated. When you go to like receive like your diploma and stuff like that, and they have like I'm not sure where you graduated, stuff like that, of course. But
I graduated in like a theater. Like I graduated on a stage and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so did I. So that's what I use as a reference for most people when they ask is like that. And it really was a theater stage. And it was so funny because it was the first time that I performed with the circus that I perform with now. Again, I've been performing, beforehand, and I've also performed for other circuses as well along the way, because that's how the circus goes. Usually, you'll just have artists nowadays compared to bigger circuses now because they've kind of fallen off a lot, including my own. Which is something I can talk about later. But basically, also sorry, I do have ADHD, but I'm trying to stay on track.
Dude, you're fine.
Sometimes I do get lost. But basically, in that show, what happened was that they have like a set list. So the way that they do it, because every circus is different, but the ringmaster would make a list. And I'm just going to refer to him as, we'll just call him M. But yeah, or I'll just call him ringleader. But basically, yeah, he would make a list of all the acts that we would do for the show. And we would do them in order. Well, at one point in time, after he had this one act with the dog, I was supposed to be the fifth act of what I was supposed to be. Now, the act he did with his dog, which is a clown act, that was the second, second act. And so I'm kind of resting in the back. I'm nervous because I never performed in front of this many people, because there had to been, I don't know, like maybe 150, 200 people, if not more. I don't know. I couldn't count because I couldn't see them all. So, like, at one point in time after he gets done with that, he steps back in, and then he's like, okay, change of plans. It's your turn now. And he literally just pushes me out there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, it starts introducing me immediately. And I'm like kind of freaking out because I'm like, I didn't even really plan out what I was going to do, because that's usually how my act usually goes anyway, is, they just kind of throw out whatever, props or whatever stands or, whatever rig is on stage, and I use it. That's usually how it goes. Minus like the walking globe and unicycle, because those are fairly easy to move. I mean, you just roll one out on stage, or just carry a unicycle, so that's different. But like tightrope, like it's a built rig, like it just exists, it's there. So yeah, he pushed me out on stage, and that was the act I did, was my walking globe act, because that's the one I'm the best at. And yeah, he pushes me out there, and I froze for about 3 seconds, and then my brain just flipped a switch. Yeah. And that switch just immediately performance mode. And I was basically freestyling it, which I usually never do, because I'm not a creative person. Like, I lack creativity, which is my biggest struggle. So with that, like, I mean, it's hard for me to even remember what I did with the act, because like my act always changes. It's never the same. Like, it's never consistent. So, because sometimes there'll be like a falling skid in there, or sometimes I'll jump, from one to another. Sometimes I'll do jump rope, sometimes hula hoop. It just depends. But yeah, my act was only like, I don't know, like 2 to 3 minutes long, which is usually how long an average circus act is anyway. But it was very, very terrifying. But even in today's time, I always get nervous before a show. I always get nervous, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if you're going to fall. You never know if the rig is going to fall on top of you, which that has almost happened to me once with the, it was the trapeze set that did that, where I got done performing, walked back, and I think it was like 3 or 4 seconds later, the bar fell down, and I was basically almost standing where it was. So I was like, ooh, if that would have fell down while I was performing, that could have been really bad.
Yeah.
Because you never want to have like a bad injury in front of an audience. That's the big thing. Like, it's one thing if you have a mess up, which I'm always scared of, like, like you hit a small crack and you fall off, but I can turn that into a skit, because the audience, sometimes doesn't really know what to expect. And it's easy to turn like something that's slowly, kind of going to crap to, a comedy skit. So
yeah, you kind of like, you say you don't have creativity, but like, yeah, you have to improvise, right? And that's creative in and of itself,
Yeah, you do. Like, because it's funny, because the outfit that like my avatar is actually wearing, because this is a custom made avatar that I commissioned. This outfit though is actually the exact same outfit that I have in real life. Now, again, for clarification, I am an acrobat. I'm not really a clown, but I can fulfill that role if needed. But I wouldn't say I'm the best at it. Because that's a whole different skill in it.
Have you ever played the role of a clown before?
I have a couple times. Like I said, it's very, very rare. I'd say the last time I did that was, I think it was last year. Yes, yeah, it was last year, where we did, basically it's kind of like a comedy act with the tightrope, to a certain level where, you pretend to fall off of it, and, the ringleader, who was also dressed as a clown at the time, he'd run to one side and I would tilt the other side and he'd run to the other side,
Yeah.
And then, he'd throw me stuff to juggle. I'd juggle them, and I'd drop one and hit him in the head. Like, it was actually a really well-made skit for the most part. even though half of it kind of just came out of nowhere. To be fair, because that's usually how it goes. At least with me. So.
So what where are things now? Like, what do you like? Do you? I guess I'm gonna have two questions kind of into one here, but like,
Okay.
what are you trying to like learn nowadays? And then, do you kind of wish for this to be your career, or are you fine with it kind of being like a side hobby, part-time gig?
So, define what I'm trying to learn.
Like, are you trying to learn any
Or what
new like skills or abilities? Like, I guess for example, like, do you wish to learn like trapeze stuff and like aerial stunts and stuff like that, or are you more like ground tricks and stuff like that? Like, what exactly is like kind of next to add to your repertoire?
Right now, I'm currently working on club juggling, which is, I want to be a better juggler is what I really want, because I'm not a very good juggler. Like, I can do it, but like when you see an actual juggler, I'm nothing compared to them. Like, they're on a whole nother level than me. Like the different patterns and stuff that they can do blows my mind. And despite the things that I've learned over the course of my life, I don't know how they do the things that they do. I don't know, and it amazes me so much.
Do you can you network with these guys and be like, hey, can you like teach me how to do that stuff?
That is one thing that I am working on currently. Is because my ringmaster has a lot of reach. Because he used to work for Ringling Brothers, so like he knows all kinds of different artists. He's been all around the world. Because I never left the U.S. I never even done that, and but he's definitely given me a lot of tips and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I do want to become a better juggler, and then I would really like to learn like a lot of like more niche skills to combo with other tricks that I already know. Like, for example, Diablo is one of them, or which is most people is the Chinese yo-yo. Terrible at it, never been good at it for whatever reason. I just can't do it. Yeah, but that's definitely one of the things that I definitely want to do. That I wanted to improve on a lot. I'd say is those. As for like aerial tricks, trapeze as far as I'm willing to go. It's not really considered, or not trapeze. Sorry, tightrope. That's like the farthest I'm considering. Like, I much prefer low wire because I'm not scared of heights, but I'm not fond of them. So high wire kind of sucks sometimes. So
Yeah.
Depending on who's there and who's not there, I might have to perform the act. It just again, it varies, but like because I'd say it was up until around last year that we did a lot of our performing in house. But last year I know that he sold the theater, and he, as of recent, our contact's been kind of weird. Because like I said, I'm part-time, so he just calls me whenever he needs me. And I've done 2 shows since the theater closed, but they've been like like just out and about somewhere, like whether it be like a parade that we've done, or like we gone to a local park or something like that. So that's basically like
So, and then I guess for my second question there, like, are you fine with this being a part-time gig, or do you wish to like kind of take this more into like a career?
It's tough now, because like if you asked me this question like a year and a half ago, I would have told you that I very much wish that it was full-time, and I definitely would have I definitely would go full-time with it for sure, if I had the opportunity to. But nowadays, I do enjoy the full-time job that I have now, and I am happy with it. And I think that I'm pretty good where I'm at with that. But yeah, I do wish that back then I would have had the chance to go full-time, but unfortunately they just don't pay enough for me to live. Like, I have I have a house, I have bills. I can't that's the big problem with the circus, is if it's not a traveling circus, or you don't live there, or it's not a family thing, then money is a struggle.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense. How long do you think you're gonna do this for?
Honestly, as long as I can. Like, I mean, my body's been through a lot because again, like this is only like I'd say like 1/5 of my life because I
Right.
am a very, very broad person. I've done so many different things, like because I'm also heavily involved in the the off-road scene. Like I'm very heavily involved in that. But I'm hoping to do it just as long as I can because
Well, real quick, when you say off road, what do you mean? Do you mean like motocross, like dirt bike stuff? Like what exactly do you mean?
That's the most recent edition of it. So I've been a quad rider my entire life, and I went pro in 2019 to 2024.
Oh, holy shit!
Yep, and I did a lot of bounty hole races, and I've also even helped companies with certain design aspects for their ATVs during 2022 and 2023 specifically. So, that's probably my favorite thing that I've done was specifically that.
Dude, that's sick. What the fuck?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Huh. I rode like four-wheelers and shit when I was a kid, you know. I played ATV Off-Road Fury on the fucking PSP. You know. Shits. I did like riding a lot. Like I snowboard in the winter too. You know, like I do like the kind of more like extreme sports like that.
Nah, dude, off-roading is actually sick.
Yeah.
The same way.
Off-roading
Like,
is fun.
Yeah, I very much enjoy it. It was one of the biggest things I've, got very heavily involved in as well.
Real quick too, earlier you said you hurt your hand, which makes it hard for juggling. How did you hurt your hand?
So that is a very interesting story. So, my first like full-time job was in construction, which is what I still do to this day. And that started in 2018. So
Gotcha.
in 2020, this is crazy because a lot of things happen. So, because this is this happened, my injury happened before the pandemic. And then I recovered, quote unquote, during the pandemic, like starting or during it, I guess. So basically what happened was that we got called in for a tree job because there was a tree that fell down on a road. So we go out there and we're cutting this tree up, and I'm using a steel chainsaw, which I bring up steel because I'm also very mechanically inclined. Like I've done a lot. Well, I'm used to old like eager beavers, where like if you go to use it, you have to oil the chain, so it has a chain oiler on the front that you have to pull.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to modern tech like that. I say that and I'm 26 years old, but like seriously, I'm just not used to that.
Well, those small engine, the small engine, Jesus, I can't speak. The small engine shit's definitely like changed a lot in the past 10 years, I feel.
Yes, it has. And so what I did is I was cutting through a limb. It's pretty wide too. And as I'm cutting it, I reached for what I believed was the oiler. That was not the oiler. That was the chain brake. And it didn't do what I thought it would do and move, and it didn't, because whenever it's in motion for whatever reason, it doesn't, which means that it also failed. So when I hit it, my hand kicked through, and then the chainsaw at the same time kicked right straight back up into my hand. And
holy fuck!
At first, I didn't even feel it because like I turned my hand over and it was like just a little bit of blood because it didn't bleed real quick. And I was like, oh, that's not really that bad. And I turned it down and I was like, hang on, wait a minute. I turned my hand back up, and this is probably the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. My hand folded in half. Like and it was at that moment that like I just had a full-blown panic attack. Because I literally just cut my hand in half. The only thing that was holding it together was the bone that wasn't broken, along with the tendons. That's the only thing that was holding it together. Otherwise, it was completely split in half.
Oh my god! Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, it was horrible. So
how is your hand? No, keep going with the story. Yeah, so like, what happened after that? Like, I'm sure. Just keep going. Keep going.
So they take me to like a local, like, it was like a mini hospital basically. I don't even think they're even around anymore. And they look literally, they like my boss rushes me in there, and they look at my hand. They're like, "We can't fix this. Like, this is too much damage. We cannot fix this." So then they rushed me to a high-tech emergency facility, and they spent, I think it was 2 hours ish, something like that, rebuilding my hand. And it took me like 2.5 to 3 months to recover. But after they fixed it, like I'm getting out, right? And I was placed on what is it, like it's FMLA. And so I couldn't do anything for a month and a half, and that's when like COVID hit. And I had no idea what was even going on because I haven't been outside in like 2 months. Like I'm stuck. I couldn't do anything. I didn't even know the pandemic was even happening. No idea, because I never had cable. Growing up, I don't have cable, so I was just resorting, playing games. Like that's all I could do. So yeah, I come back to work and noticed that everybody was gone, and I was like, what's going on here? And that's when they told me that there's a big pandemic going through. Everyone's on lockdown, can't do anything. Because even the circus that I performed at, I called my ringmaster, and I was like, hey, like I told you about my injury and stuff like that. I don't know what I can and cannot do yet, but what's going on down there? Because they told me that everything's in lockdown. I don't know what's true and what's not true. And they said, yeah, we're pretty much shut down. Like we can't do anything. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really sucks. So I basically spent most of COVID regaining the feeling in my left hand, which I actually just completed full therapy 2 months ago. So,
cool.
Because yeah, it's been an ongoing thing for a while. So I went from having basically zero to, I think the first year I was about 15% in my left hand, and then it went to roughly close to 60% over the next couple of years, which is not bad. That's pretty good. Like, how you can take I have to look to my head. So if you take your thumb and your pinky and you could touch it, right?
Yeah.
I cannot do that. Or, well, I can do it now, but I couldn't do it before. I couldn't even come close. I get halfway, and then what would happen is if I hold that position for too long, my hand would open up, spread wide, and then it just gets stuck there for like a minute.
Yeah.
Like,
I know that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's just the tendons, like just being super jacked up. But now I can actually, well, I have the controller in my hand now, but like I can make a full fist, and I can hold it for roughly about 10 seconds before my hand opens. But, because the biggest loss is that I used to be left-handed, but now I'm ampy as a result. So.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, I'm left-handed too. Fuck, man. Holy shit.
It was definitely a struggle. And that's one of the things that made club juggling really hard, because a lot of the tricks that, I did, the ones that became harder was jump rope became harder, like a lot harder, because it's hard to hold the handles. Hula hoop became kind of annoying, especially when you try to jump through it. Pyrotechnics, I almost threw that off the table because, with how like thin like the tissue is now, and it's gonna be thin for the rest of my life. That's just how it is. I don't want to take the risk of really burning it, because I did do a fair amount of pyrotechnics. I'm not the biggest fan of them because I'm very horrified of getting burned, but I have done it quite a bit with the most notable being fireballs, for example. Which is funny that a lot of people think that it's not possible to juggle fireballs. Oh yeah, it definitely is. You just have to have a specially made, designed juggling ball for that. So, but I threw that out because I was like, I don't want to take the risk of possibly like, doing any more damage. So.
Yeah, man. Holy shit. I'm sorry. I'm just so shocked.
No, you're good. I mean, I'd say it's like my second worst injury I've ever had.
Second worst?
Breaking my leg was that was worse. That's my number one. That was worse.
You got an interesting life, Fox.
Yeah,
and you seem like a chill dude.
Far more vast. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I'm working on now trying to working on kind of like making TikTok videos and stuff like that, basically talking about my life because of just
Oh,
how
shit.
like vast it is and stuff like that. So
It's super cool, dude.
All right, hold up.
Well, I
I'm gonna
appreciate
follow
that.
you on
Thank
TikTok
you.
right now. Hold on.
Cool.
Oh fuck! Hold on. I gotta do the wheel thing. You know the verification wheel thing that TikTok has.
Oh,
Dude, fuck this shit.
it's been a minute.
All right, let's see.
It's been a minute
All right.
since I've done that.
Go follow Cyfox on TikTok. CYIFOX. Go follow him. All right. It wants me to do the slider thing again. I'm not doing that. Let's see. You have a YouTube too. Also Cyfox. Okay. All right. I'll subscribe to you on there. Oh god. I almost started playing a video.
Yeah, I usually post like the same shorts on TikTok as I do on YouTube.
Okay,
And
cool.
then Twitch just kind of exists. Like I stream sometimes I don't. It just depends. Like I haven't gotten a straight schedule yet.
Gotcha. Okay. And then you're on Twitch too. Also Cyfox. I'm gonna follow you on that. Dude, your your offline title card is your persona bouncing on a ball. That's sick.
It is, yes.
So in terms of clowns, like how like you have like a fursona, right? They're called furries. Are clowns called funnies? Like, do they have a fun sona?
It's very rare for me to run into someone else who's like a furry, but also like a clown. Like,
dude,
in
talk
terms
to
of, like,
Mooberries.
actual performance-wise, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dude, I know Mooberries.
I was gonna say,
Is like a clown, or I guess no, she's just like a clown anime girl. I don't think she's a furry. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore.
No, it's fine because it's kind of interesting to think about because like
Jujubee
performance in general are rare.
Jujubee is a clown furry. It's like art and stuff. Sorry, I talked over you. I didn't mean to do that.
No, you're good. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'll probably have to look them up because yeah, it's hard for it. I don't know. It's funny because like I interact with the community, but I also kind of don't at the same time because again, I have so much going on and I do so many things. Because my biggest thing is staying active. Like because I know in recent times, like I have this going on, which this is new to me. I'm still learning along the way. I mean, I've been working with OBS for the past like 11 years, however long it's been around. But like I'm also like starting to get into archery. I'm also getting into or not getting into, but I've been a gunsmith for a minute. I'm doing that along with like modifying my arsenal, stuff like that. Like I do so many different things that like admittingly it's hard to keep up with everything, but yeah, I would say that like trying to find someone who's a circus performer alone is extremely rare, especially in today's time because again, a lot of them are just individual artists now where like they'll have like their Instagrams or like their Facebooks or something like that, like some kind of social media that they'll have.
Yeah.
And then like depending on where they're at in the country or what they're doing or if they're on tour, there are still circuses that exist, but they're very hard to find and rare. Like they usually get a hold of them that way. So
Gotcha. That makes sense. I'm sorry. I'm trying to there's a VR chat group that I know about. It's funny because they're like a VR chat like circus, and like back in January, they just kind of showed up. Right, it was very good timing because it was like I was pretty much wrapping up the like podcast night, and they like just started like balancing on top of each other, and playing that classic like circus song thing. Hold on, I'm trying to find their name.
someone brought that up to me. I remember someone commented that on one of the videos. I can't remember what it was because they were asking if I performed with them too or if I performed VR, and I was like, no, I mean I perform IRL. I don't really know how to perform on with VR. I've only been using VR for like a little over a year. Like I'm still very new to VR. Like I mean I'm I'm a very experienced gamer and
dude
stuff on computer. I used to do game a lot, but
Dude, they're called the Traveling Circus. That's their name. It is Circus 1373. They are at 999 members. So if you join, you'll be the 1000th member. Hell yeah. Yeah, they joined one day and they're like, and I was like, oh, all right. That's the end of the podcast. This is way more entertaining. Let's watch them balance on each other's heads. All right. Cyfox, thank you for coming up and talking. You have a really interesting life, brother. You seem like a really, really cool guy.
Yeah, my biggest fear is, sitting and doing nothing is always a big fear of mine. And
being complacent.
Yes, I have a hard time sitting still. Something like this, for example, right? It is draining to me a little bit, but, we're interacting, we're talking, this isn't bad. But when I'm stuck, sitting there staring at a screen watching YouTube, I'm just like, dude, I just want to slam my head against the desk or just slam my head against the door and just close it because this sucks. I can't do this. I'll just get up and go outside and go do something else. I don't know, or maybe I'll go take my car apart or something because that's one thing I've been doing a lot too. So, building my car up to be, what I'm trying to build is the ultimate rally car, but it's got a ways to go.
Mm-hmm. Rally boy. Keep doing you, man. Keep watching YouTube without food for a moment and then going, this sucks. And then balance on some balls. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yes, that is my life. So
hell yeah.
Right,
do you have
a quarter of it?
Do you have any final words you want to say before we wrap up our discussion?
Honestly, wow, this thing's right on red. You better survive. I tell you what. Honestly, my biggest thing is if you have a dream, or something that you really want to do, then you should pursue that dream of what you want to do. Is my big thing. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be rocky, you're gonna fail sometimes, you might succeed in certain areas, but by the end of the day, if you want something really, really badly and you can work towards it and you will be able to get it, trust me. I believe that anything is possible with enough hard work and effort.
Hell yeah. All right, thank you so much, Cyfox. Thank you so much for coming up and talking, man. Everybody give it up for Cyfox.
That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Damn, he's a performance now.
Hell yeah.
Thank you all. I appreciate it.
This has been practically a podcast, the podcast, and don't die. Don't kill yourself, because killing yourself is bad, and then you won't be able to take ice cubes out of the freezer. Okay, bye.